Welcome back, guys. My name is Patrick, and this is the Oilers Rundown. Have some news items to go over with you guys, and I've also put together some goalie trade proposals for you to check out, so let's get started. First up, Josh Archibald has been given a clean bill of health. Here's the full update courtesy of Jim Matheson with the Edmonton Sun, with quotes from Ken Holland. He's in Edmonton right now, quarantining after driving up from Nebraska. He's had many tests and has been seen by 3 different doctors, and he's been given a clean bill of health. Archibald suffered from myocarditis, an inflammation of the heart muscle. Archibald would obviously need plenty of practice time because he hasn't played at all this season after the training camp heart issue last September, coupled with being unvaccinated for COVID-19. Has he taken the jab? I believe not, said Holland. But if he did get vaccinated and he got up to speed with practices, Archibald would be a welcome fourth-line, right-wing penalty kill addition. If he won't get vaccinated, it's a moot point though. He can play games in Canada, but with border health quarantine issues, traveling to the US for games is likely out of the question. The Oilers have 2 of the remaining 15 road games in this country, in Calgary on March 7th and March 26th. He can drive there. So, obviously I'm happy for Archibald that he's recovered, but like Matheson notes, for the Oilers or any other Canadian team, Archibald isn't going to be a lot of help. Not to mention he has to get up to game speed from not playing all year. I think if Archibald is going to play this year, the Oilers should look to move him to an American team where he would have less travel issues. But let's see what happens here going forward. Next up, here's a look at the Oilers' practice lineup from today. No big changes. We might see a new combination with the 10th and 11th forwards, and it looks like Barrie might get a look in the top pairing with Bouchard dropping down. No word on the starting goalie yet, but I imagine they do a split of Smith and Koskinen with the back-to-back, and I think we will see Koskinen against Florida. It's been suggested a lot today that the Oilers recall Stuart Skinner and go with 3 goalies for the time being, and that might be the best bet for the Oilers until a trade can be consummated. Don't be surprised if we see the Oilers go with that option. Lastly, I also want to go over a few goalie trade proposals with you guys. I have to give full credit to a frequent poster here at the channel, MIDI Music Forever, who has been mentioning goaltender Anton Forsberg of the Ottawa Senators for a while now, and you're seeing Forsberg's name mentioned by Frank Saravelli over at Daily Faceoff, and for good reason. Forsberg is having an excellent season to this point, and should definitely be a target that Ken Holland is looking at. Let's begin by taking a look at a possible Forsberg trade. To the Edmonton Oilers, goaltender Anton Forsberg, who will be a UFA at the end of the year. He currently makes $900K, and in 24 games played this year, he has a goals against average of 2.79 and a save percentage of .917. Compare those numbers with the Oilers' current 3 goaltenders, and you see that Stuart Skinner is the only one that comes close. Skinner has a better goals against average and save percentage, but has appeared in 10 less games than Forsberg. Going to the Ottawa Senators in this deal would be Tyler Benson, who is an RFA at the end of the year, currently making $750,000. Goaltender Alex Stalock, currently with the Bakersfield Condors. He'll be a UFA this summer and would be making $785,000. And Edmonton's 2023 second-round draft pick. With this deal, the Oilers get a goalie upgrade in Anton Forsberg at an amazing cap hit. With Forsberg being a UFA at the end of the year, if the Oilers want to go in another direction in the summer, they can. The Ottawa Senators get a decent prospect back, and they can test drive Tyler Benson. Moving Benson eliminates almost all of Forsberg's cap hit for the Oilers. The Senators get Stalock back, who should be able to be a decent backup for them to close out the season, and they get a 2023 second-round draft pick to sweeten the deal. I think this is a deal that gives both sides fair value. It doesn't cost the Oilers their first-round draft pick, and it doesn't make it an absolute necessity that they move Mike Smith or Mikko Koskinen. Although if they don't, they would likely want to move one of them to Bakersfield via waivers. My next 2 trades could be used to move out Mike Smith and Mikko Koskinen. First up, the Mike Smith trade. To the Arizona Coyotes, Mike Smith, with 2 years and $2.2 million per year left on his contract. Tyler Benson, a restricted free agent at the end of the year, making $750,000. A 2022 conditional second-round draft pick. If the Oilers end up losing their second-rounder, it would become a 2023 second-rounder. The condition currently on the pick is that the Oilers lose their second-round pick to Chicago if they reach the Stanley Cup Finals and Duncan Keith is top 4 in time on ice during that stretch. I don't see both of those conditions being met. If they were, it would mess up my Forsberg trade, but like I said, I don't see it happening. Edmonton will also give up a 2023 third-round draft pick. To the Edmonton Oilers, goaltender Scott Wedgwood, who's a UFA at the end of the year, currently making $825,000, and his minor salary is just $375,000. A second and a third is a high price to pay for the Oilers to rid themselves of Mike Smith's contract, but I think the freedom it provides is worth it. Tyler Benson is just a sweetener, of course, and the Oilers take back Scott Wedgwood, who they can bury in Bakersfield for, like I said, a $375,000 cap hit. And the Mikko Koskinen trade? To the New Jersey Devils, goaltender Mikko Koskinen, a UFA at the end of the year. The New Jersey Devils will be taking on $2.25 million of his cap hit, with the Oilers retaining the other 50%. The New Jersey Devils would also receive Edmonton's 2023 fourth-round draft pick. And to the Edmonton Oilers in the deal, goaltender John Gillies, currently making $750,000, he'll be a UFA at the end of the year, and his minor salary is $200,000. The New Jersey Devils are on the hunt for a goaltender, and I think Mikko Koskinen is a perfect fit for them. He's a UFA at the end of the year, and should be able to provide them with decent goaltending the rest of the way. I think if the Oilers retain 50% of Koskinen's contract, and add in a fourth-round draft pick, it's a fair deal for the Devils. The Oilers could take back John Gillies to open up a roster spot for the Devils, and give them some more cap relief. The Oilers can bury Gillies in the minors for his $200,000 cap hit. So if the Oilers pull off all these trades, they could go forward with Anton Forsberg and Stuart Skinner. Not two elite goalies, but two goalies with better numbers than both Smith and Koskinen, and most importantly, two goalies that give the Oilers options going into the summer. I know it's highly unlikely that Holland would move both his goaltenders at the deadline, but I just want to give some examples of what he could try. Ultimately, I think Forsberg is a great target to focus on, and Skinner should be brought into the mix. Well guys, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel, and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Have a great evening, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Well, probably tomorrow afternoon by the time I get around to it, for the Fanatic Rundown following the Oilers and Florida Panthers. Have a great evening, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.